The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 151. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of real women producing extraordinary results by finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Get your free audiobook at our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yep Chan. And today I have a special lady on today. She is an empowerment coach for mompreneurs. And, I'm just really glad to have her on and share her story about self-confidence and what she's been through and what she's been able to overcome. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Louise Edu. Louise, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi, Sheena. Yeah, I'm good. So yes, I'm an empowerment coach for mompreneurs, mainly mompreneurs who have online service-based businesses. I help guide them pretty much out of the audience and into their entrepreneurial light. I found being a mompreneur myself that we're so used to applauding everybody on stage, our family, our friends, giving them all the attention and love. And rarely do we feel comfortable being on stage ourselves and just basking in our own entrepreneurial light. So that's pretty much how I came to be an empowerment coach, because I was basically my own client in a sense. And that is where my passion lies, is just to empower mompreneurs to step out of the shadows, step out of the audience, and really, really harness their own spotlight. And that's what I do.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And what is your cultural background?
I'm Filipino, and actually I'm a first-generation immigrant. We immigrated here to the U.S. when I was 3 years old. So I am first generation.
Sweet. Well, thanks for sharing that. And
yeah.
Louise, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
Okay, so when it comes to self-confidence, I have a design background, and I love Coco Chanel, and one of her quotes that resonates with me still today is, "Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself." And this is so important to me, and something that I am teaching my girls is to really be authentic, be yourself. It's okay to be different, because I feel like if you aren't and you're just following the crowd, you're not being true to yourself.
I love that quote. And, it's so true, right? I mean, beauty is not like, physical, right? It's not just about being the physical features. And I know, sometimes the media blasts that everywhere. It's like, if you're not this standard of beauty, then you're not beautiful, especially in the Philippines, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, coming from the Philippines as well, it's like, if you're not fair skin, you're not beautiful. And like, there's so many skin whitening creams, tactics, surgeries. Like, it's insane how much of an influence that affects so many women out there, especially in the Philippines. So I totally love that, this quote says that's to start with you, which is so true, right? When you're just more yourself, like you said, your authentic self, that's when the real beauty will come out. So I really love that quote you mentioned. So thanks for sharing that. And how would you, in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
Oh my goodness. Self-confidence really, to me, is just being okay with your imperfections, embracing them, embracing your flaws, embracing your mistakes, and not allowing what others think of you or what you think others are saying to be put on a pedestal. Knowing that there's a lot of value and merit in what I think of myself, and that's all that matters, not what others think of me. And I think that's what self-confidence is.
Thanks for sharing that. And, I believe in loving yourself, with all your flaws, right? I mean, especially as women, it's like if we make a mistake or if we have a flaw within ourselves, we tend to self-sabotage or punish ourselves because, we are the way we are. But really, when you embrace them, I mean, it's just so much more beautiful. If you have a bad day, you have a bad day and you just let it be. And, the next day it can be all over, good all over again. And, I was that way too. Like, if I was mad, it's like I felt bad because I was mad at something. And it's like, well, no, it's okay if I'm mad, right? I mean, it's human nature. And, when you can realize that and be self-aware about it, I mean, it's just, you feel a lot lighter. And it's like, you tend to get angry less because you're always more aware of it. So
exactly. I think that there's this false sense of perfection that we have been brought up to try to achieve. but doesn't even exist. And I think that's where a lack of self-confidence comes from, is because we're trying to attain that certain perfection that is not there. And so like when you start to embrace like all your flaws and everything that you've gone through, your past mistakes, your imperfections, then you'll start to see the beauty of yourself, because you don't care what what anyone else thinks, and you don't care. You see these things, all your obstacles, all your mistakes and insecurities, those really you'll see them as beauty rather than something ugly. So
love it. Thanks for sharing that. And Louise, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Oh my goodness. My life before self-confidence, and it was just recently actually, because I went through a lot of, I'll say it, family drama in the beginning of my marriage that really robbed me of my self-confidence. And during that time, I want to say it was really dark. I didn't talk as much. I wasn't vocal with what I was feeling. I wasn't as creative back then. Very insecure. And I'll use the word malleable, because I was easily influenced by others. Because I was not secure in my self-confidence, not secure in who I was as a person. A lot of my flaws and my mistakes and all my imperfections, those really, really did a number on me. Rather than embracing them, I really took it to heart, and I wasn't celebrating them as much as I should. So it was a very, very dark place for me.
Thanks for sharing that, Louise. And what was that point in your life when you realized, you were great, you had all these great gifts, you were able to embrace your flaws and just be more confident? What was that point in your life when that happened?
The crazy thing is, before that family drama, I already knew that. I already knew that I had all these talents and I was great. It was that period of my life when people made me think otherwise. And it wasn't until sometime at the height of all that drama was when I finally told myself, I'm going to embrace the talents that I had prior to all this crap. And one of my aha moments when I fully embraced all my talent and all that self-confidence again was when I saw the change in my kids. That was a huge turning point with me, because I noticed my oldest daughter was starting to become that shy, reserved, less vocal little girl, emulating me. When I was insecure, when I was uncertain, when I was being reserved, she was emulating me. She had become a mirror of me, and I didn't like it. And that's when I started, really stepping into my self-confidence role and being that leader for my kids, because I didn't want them to be that person. So that was my aha moment.
Thanks for sharing that, Louise. And it's really important how we teach our kids, right? Because they pick up so much stuff, and, whatever they see can really affect them, when they become adults, right? And some people don't realize that, right? I mean, I'm glad you were able to see, what you were doing was affecting your children, and you just had to make that change, not just for yourself, but for your kids as well, so they can grow up and be the person that they want to be their authentic self and step into their own power. So, it's great that you were able to see that. And after that, what was your life like now?
Oh my goodness. It's like a huge 180. I feel much more enlightened. You see it in my girls. They seem more brighter, more happier. They're able to stand up confidently in front of their class. My oldest daughter, who's 9, she recently told me that, Mom, I'm fearless because you are. I don't know where she got that term, fearless, or if she's just been hearing me as I'm coaching my clients. But, it's definitely a ripple effect. What you do as a mother trickles down to your children. And not only that, they take it with them into their relationships with their friends, and so on and so on. So it's so important to to step into your self-confidence role, be confident and empowering so that your kids can too, because that's all that matters.
Awesome. I love that you mentioned how your daughter said she's fearless because you are fearless. And I'm sure, that probably melted your heart, and you're like,
oh my God. Yeah. I'm a crier. So I'm tearing up. Oh my God.
mean, I'm sure it was the greatest feeling, so thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And Louise, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in a similar situation and is going through her own journey of self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
The one thing I would say to her is that self-confidence is work, and you need to constantly work on it, work on your mindset. Know that it's not something that can be achieved overnight, but that is the beauty of it. The journey, the self-discovery along the way, that is going to work wonders, and you're going to find yourself in a whole other light. And when you're confident, when you finally get to that self-confidence, it's going to open up so many doors, not just for you, but for those around you. And I'm a living testament to that with my kids. When I stepped into my self-confidence, they did too. So you're not only working to achieve self-confidence for yourself, but for everyone around you.
I love it. And it's so true. It's so true. When you start working on yourself, it becomes a ripple effect, and it affects, people close to you or people around you. And, you never know who you're going to inspire or touch or, have someone come up to you and say, because of you, you've changed my life. So it's really important to work on self-confidence because it's a daily thing, right? It's like, something you work on forever.
Oh, yeah. I still do it. I haven't stopped. I think it's an ongoing thing, an ongoing practice, and it only gets better every single day. So you have to constantly work at it.
So true. And I love that. Thanks for sharing it. And Louise, if our listeners want to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Oh, yeah. So I am on Periscope. My Periscope handle or screen name, whatever you want to call it, is at Summit and Spark, SUMMITAND I'm also on Instagram as Louise Edu, LOUISEEDU. You can find me on Facebook with the same name. And I have a Facebook group called Mighty Boss Moms. So if you're a boss mom, we'd love to have you there. And I'm giving away a free 11-page visibility planner. When I first started out showing up online, it was hard for me to plan out and track like my Facebook posts, my Instagram posts, and like my Periscope too. So this planner helps you do that. There's a lot of fun things in there too, like a page for a brain dump. So if you've got ideas and you just need to write them all out, that page is there for you too. So it's 11 pages, and the link, are you going to throw this up in the show notes or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll have it on our website.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be on the website. So it's a free 11-page visibility planner. You can print out as many as you want and use it to your heart's content.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Louise. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Louise, you can also head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Louise's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Louise for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I had a great time. I love talking about this stuff.
It was an honor to have you on, so thank you so much. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at the Tao of Self-Confidence. Head over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com for full recaps of every show, our amazing blog articles and resources, and just plain fun. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits, so start today.